Alrighty, welcome back, fellas. Before we get into the part 2 stream later tonight, I want to go ahead and give you guys a guide of sorts on how you can get all of the tons of thanks summon tickets that we have out so far, basically all of the rainbow tickets, because these are a very important resource, a very free resource that everyone needs to capitalize on. So today, I'll talk to you guys about what you can use these tickets on, what missions you need to complete to get all of the tickets that we have for the time being, as well as how you may want to utilize these tickets to give yourselves the best advantage throughout the entirety of the anniversary itself. Hopefully you guys will enjoy the vid. If you do, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, comment down below your thoughts, of course. Let's go ahead and get into this. So first of all, talking about these tickets and where you can use them, right? So these tickets, if you guys were a part of the 9th anniversary, these will be very familiar to you because we had these tickets last year during the 9th anniversary. And of course, during the 9th anniversary, we were able to use these tickets to get a massive multi-summon on any of their premier banners for the 9th anniversary. So the premise is basically the same this time around. So of course, you know, right here, we have a total of 90 tickets being given to us in terms of missions, as well as another 10 that were given to us through a login. So in total, we can get up to 100 summon tickets, and because of that, we have a chance to recruit up to 100 characters with those tickets. So that is really awesome. Of course, again, you can use these on Dokkan Fest and Carnival banners where these summon tickets can be used at a later date. So right now, these tickets, you may already have them, but you cannot use them. This will change very, very soon. So just be patient in that sort of regard, of course, but these tickets are very, very valuable. So, I mean, when it comes to the banners, of course, talking about them again in more detail, obviously, you know, we can use these tickets on the Part 1 banners. So, the Dokkan Fest Vegito banner, on the Carnival LR Super Saiyan 3, Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and Super Saiyan Blue Evolved Vegeta banners. So, we can use them on the Part 1 banners, as well as the Part 2 banners, which, of course, our Part 2 Dokkan Fest is going to be Super Gogeta, and our Part 2 Carnival banner is going to include Super Saiyan 2 Gohan from the Cell Saga, and, of course, Frieza plus Goku, the Go Frieza tag unit right there. So, you can use these tickets on any 4 of these banners. Again, they're a free resource. They are a very nice resource to have. More summons for these premier characters who are very powerful and everything. So, of course, you got to go ahead and make sure to do them. So, that's just in terms of what you can use them on, of course. But in terms of how you need to get them, that's a different story. So, talking about this, of course, there is a special kind of set of missions right here to get all of these tickets. You probably have already been farming some of these tickets without even realizing it, but basically, what you need to do is to clear a bunch of these story events. So you see right here, they have missions designated for Part 1 and as well as Part 2 right now. Of course, we don't have the Part 3 missions quite yet because we haven't gotten to Part 3 just yet, so we'll have to wait a few weeks before then. But for the time being, these are the missions we have so far, and this in total can give us a maximum right now of 70 tickets for the time being. So of course, starting off with the Part 1 missions, if you will, again, you can do these at any time basically because they're all basically available right now. But for these missions right here, so you have to clear stage 1 of the Dragon Ball GT story quest right here, stage 1 of the Dragon Ball edition, like the various stages right here, stage 3 right here. You have to clear the stage 1 of the Dragon Ball Z edition, stage 3 right here as well, stage 1 of the Dragon Ball GT kind of fight right there. So bunch of kind of stages right here, basically a bunch of easy stuff, clearing a bunch of content, a bunch of story events. So all of these story events, right, a lot of these story events, you can find them right here, of course. So 4 of these story events, right, with the Tale of Super Warriors for OG Dragon Ball Z right here, GT Super, you have to go ahead and clear those stages, and you probably have already done so because they give you Dragon Stones as well as farming new characters. But yeah, you have to go ahead and clear those stages. Doesn't matter what teams you take, doesn't matter when you do it, but if you do it, you will get these tickets. So make sure to do that, of course. And I mean, apart from that, there is one stage right here for the specific Dragon Ball story for GT with the Baby Saga finale. That is different from these 4 right here. So that is a different kind of thing right there. But basically, if you can do that as well, you will get those that ticket right there. So very easy kind of stuff right here. Basically, just completing stages, getting Dragon Stones, if you will, or just doing the stages again in a certain sense, maybe. But yeah, this is a very simple thing to do. And then once you complete all of those missions right there, you'll get Elder Kais actually, which are really helpful for obviously leveling up your super attack, but also more tickets right there just for completing all of those missions. Now for Part 2, that's where they go ahead and expand upon it. So with Part 2, they added some more stages to the story events. So now they're saying go ahead and do it again. So clear stage 8 and stage 10 of the Dragon Ball edition, stage 8, stage 10 of the Dragon Ball Z edition for the Tale of Super Warriors. Of course, we keep on going. I mean, that's basically the main 2 they want to focus on, but there are other stages for the other story modes, so you want to make sure to do all of those ones, of course. Just get all the stones you can for all your summons and whatnot. But beyond that, they also want you to start farming the new characters. So, of course, for those who remember, we got 2 free-to-play characters coming to the game, our Demon King Piccolo and our Kid Trunks. Kid Trunks is going to be a TWR, Demon King Piccolo is going to be a free-to-play LR, so that'll probably happen as we get into Part 2 and getting closer to Part 3. But basically, for the time being, what they want you to do is to go ahead and recruit those 2 characters and level their super attacks up to level 10. So basically, just farm the dupes and everything, just run the stage a few times, of course. And then you have to make sure to get additional copies to get both of their hidden potentials up to 100%. So very simple, very straightforward. Really, no one should be deterred by this. If you guys think this is going to be like a challenging thing, it is not. It is very easy to do. Many of you have probably already done all of these missions, but for some of you who are like kind of confused about these tickets or wanting to know more, this will hopefully help you out in that sort of regard. But these missions are so easy, and again, if you beat all these part 2 missions, which are pretty simple and very straightforward, you will get more tickets and more Elder Kais. So far, again, we're only able to get 70 in total. The final 30 will show up for part 3 of the celebration, which we'll have to wait like a few weeks for that, probably like towards the end of February. But until that time, you know, it's going to be pretty nice just getting all these tickets. Very easy resource to acquire and easy to do in terms of just doing easy story mode stages, not having to do hard red zone fights or blue zone fights. It's very straightforward there. Now, when it comes to talking a bit more detail again about when you can use these tickets and how you may want to utilize these tickets, that kind of goes hand in hand in my opinion. So we'll talk about this, of course, you know, so Annie right here, you know, had a bit of a post right here talking about how with the JP translations, basically what they were saying is that the 100 tickets we can use on a variety of banners. And we actually got a bit of a confirmation on this through a data download. So this is from Proton, of course, shout out to Proton 10MG. But one of the data downloads included a bit of an image you see right here where you can use the rainbow tickets to, you know, summon for the premier LRs, you know, the 10th anniversary LRs like Super Vegito and the various characters. But this is very important. One SSR character is guaranteed per multi-summon. So this is a massive shift from what we've seen in terms of the previous kind of tickets. So with the 9th anniversary, what they did was they gave us a 77 character multi-summon on one banner if we used 50 tickets. Now with 100 tickets, basically we can use them and divvy them up in terms of how we want to use them, right? So that's going to be very awesome, of course. People have done the math. Basically, you know, 100 tickets, if you're doing basically like, you know, 10 different multis, that's 500 Dragon Stones worth equivalent that they are providing for you free if you just get all of these tickets. So again, you got to get these resources, guys. This is so important. Right now with the 70, obviously that's not the total 500 because we still haven't gotten the final 30. But right now, if we're still doing the math, basically the current 70 that you can acquire basically equates to 350 Dragon Stones. So still, a very important resource, a free resource, something that you can use on the premier banners to hopefully get yourselves a character that you maybe were missing. So very important stuff. Now, one thing that's really important to mention here, and Annie kind of mentioned this, is that for the 70 rainbow tickets that we have right now, they will be usable day 1 of the part 2 banners. So this is where things get very interesting because obviously now the question becomes, where do you use them? You know, people are saying, like Annie Ray saying he's going to go ahead and focus on Gogeta. I myself, I'll admit, I'm probably going to focus on Gogeta as well, maybe Super Saiyan 2 Gohan and Go Frieza second after that. But you can use them on any of the banners. So you know, if you were someone who was just very unlucky with part 1, you didn't get the Carnival LRs or the Dokkan Fest LR for part 1, maybe you have great luck with the part 2 banners, then you can double back on these banners and use the tickets to, you know, summon for these characters. Maybe Super Vegito, you can get through the banners and the tickets and everything. So you can do different things like that. Again, you can divvy up the tickets. So, you know, you have 100 right there. You can go ahead and say, you know what, I want to give 20 to the Dokkan Fest for part 1. I want to give 20 for the Carnival banner. And I want to go ahead and take the final 60 and do 30 on the part 2 Dokkan Fest and 30 on the part 2 Carnival banner. So you can do a variety of things like that. Me personally, I will go ahead and give you guys my personal kind of perspective for how I would use them. So for my account, I already have Super Vegito. I do not have Super Saiyan 3 Goku or Super Saiyan Blue Evolved Vegeta, but I'm expecting that the part 2 LRs, we'll see in the stream, but I'm expecting that they will be very broken and overall just a great lineup. So probably, I'm going to go ahead and focus all my Dragon Stones on Gogeta. Hopefully I can pull him. If I can pull him, then I'll focus on the Gohan and Goku and Frieza banner. And if I can go ahead and get them, I'll with the stones and everything, I'll be fine. If I don't get them with the stones, I'll probably use the tickets on their banner and then go from there. So that's a different kind of perspective. I've seen some people say that they're going to go ahead and use their tickets first and see how that goes before using their stones. I've seen others say, you know, they're going to go ahead and use their stones first and then go with the tickets afterwards. There's all sorts of different ideas. You can use them simultaneously, of course, so honestly, you know, there is just so much you can do with these tickets. Honestly, you know, this is a massive W, and again, you know, every multi is a GSSR, so that's going to be important. Now, I don't know necessarily, and it's not entirely clear with this, but I don't believe the SSR guaranteed for the final part of the multi is going to be a part of the featured banner. That would be really, you know, hopeful, and I don't think it's going to happen. It's probably just going to be a random SSR, but this is still a massive W because with the 77 ticket from last year, basically they gave the final few characters a guaranteed SSR, but before that, it could have been anything. This time, at least, you know, you're getting one SSR character guaranteed per multi. That means you're getting at least 10 guaranteed SSRs at minimum, so that's going to be really awesome. Of course, probably a good chance of getting a premier character, so We'll have to see, of course, what everyone has in terms of luck stats, but it's going to be a fun time for sure, especially with these tickets at hand, which we'll be able to use probably basically later tonight or maybe tomorrow, because that's when a lot of people are expecting the banners for part 2 to drop, so it's going to be a fun time for sure. But yeah, that's what I want to go ahead and say right there, so that's going to be where we have to end this vid. Again, hopefully you guys enjoyed, and hopefully this was very helpful for you guys in terms of knowing what you need to do to get those rainbow tickets. Again, a very important, very free resource. Make sure to take advantage of them, and hopefully you guys enjoyed the vid. Again, if you did, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, comment down below your thoughts, of course. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.